What is happening, everybody? TC here with Smoky Mountain Knife Works, SMKW.com, and I'm here today with the illustrious Mari Ford. And we've already announced that we've got our case event coming up, but today we have got the special event knives that we're going to have. But before we get started, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so you will know when we have new videos and when we have new events coming up like this, because you're going to want to know. You're going to want to see what we got coming up now. Without further ado, let's light it up. Mari, thank you so much for joining us,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Appreciate
TC,
it.
glad to be here. Always glad to be at Smoky Mountain Knife Works.
We've had a lot of meetings recently about the case event coming up, getting plans out for it,
Yes,
and getting everything squared away for the day of, and we are super excited, super stoked.
we are too. You know, August 28th. That's a big day for us. You know, we didn't get to do it last year.
Right.
Some of the events is just making sure everybody. You know, we kind of just get ourselves acclimated to doing it again. Plus, you've changed the showroom a lot, so if folks haven't seen your showroom, they're in for a treat there. New case counter, you've got your new mezzanine level. You've got all sorts of great things there. But this event is always one of our flagship events all year. We bring a lot of the case folks in. We bring all sorts of sneak peeks, previews, products. We bring giveaways. It's going to be a tremendous day, and I know a lot of folks will be out here. We hope so. But when we look at the event knives, that's really what everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
It's like, what knives are going to be available? What can I get? What's unique about the Smoky Mountain Knife Works event as opposed to anything else I might do all year? And, buddy, I'm telling you, it's going to be really good.
And not only is it a special year because we didn't get to have it last year, and everybody's anticipation is really high for it, but this is also a very special year because this is the first time we're doing it this way.
Yes.
There's some new changes that have been made, and so this is the first time we've had this many special event knives.
Well, we've had others, but I tell you, to me, these are probably more significant to Smoky and the Smoky history and the Smoky history with case than anything we've ever done. And there's a lot of things that are, and we'll see that in just a second, but it's really a marker for Smoky Mountain Knife Works, not only with case, but with Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And then we're honoring, you know, our buddy Tony Bowes. We're going to have something there. And then we're just honoring the fact that we are better together, and we are all going to be together. I hope everybody joins us.
Absolutely. Well, let's dive right in and take a look at this first one here, and this one's really special. So it's always been considered President's Day.
Yes. So at Case, it was the President's Day. We've done Case Days, but really we showcase and we focus on, you know, the president of Smoky Mountain Knife Works, some of the executives at Case Cutlery. This year marks the first event that we will have that there is a new president of Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And a lot of folks may already know that, but the Pikes family has owned Smoky. They founded Smoky. They've owned Smoky. Kevin Pikes, the founder, and we'll talk a little bit more about him, but he passed the torch, and that was late last year, I believe.
Yep.
And that is to his son, Tyler Pikes. And Tyler is president CEO, and this is the very first Tyler Pikes knife that is president of Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Some of the things that we did with this is that Caribbean blue, that Rogers Jig Caribbean blue. I always say it reminds me of the roof of Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Everybody knows the big blue roof, so it was appropriate that it was blue. It's got the diamond shield with just the two X's. So it's a little, I wouldn't say it's more edgy, but when you look at the bear head, which is that single bolster, we don't have that back end bolster, with that diamond double X shield, it kind of has a more youthful or a little more modern look to it, which I think Tyler was all about. You're going to see that blade etch that you're familiar with, that Smoky Mountain Knife Works President's knife, and then Tyler's signature on the blade. I may have talked to him about that signature. He's working on it a little bit, I think. But I'll give him a hard time about that.
There,
but it's fantastic, and those will be serial numbers. There'll be 100 of those available for the event, and they will be serialized. So first time ever, Tyler Pikes, President's Knife, Smoky Mountain Knife Works. That's one to put away. We were talking about it off air. What's going to be the signature piece from the event? Man, there's too many. All four of them.
Yeah,
all four
absolutely. Of them. We were talking about, picking, what we should want or what we should get, and you can't pick one. It's got to be the whole set.
They're so meaningful. In addition to being so nice looking and great patterns, they're so meaningful. The other one, kind of the companion piece to that is going to be the founder's knife. Kevin Pikes, he founded Smoky Mountain Knife Works along with John Parker, and they've carried it through. Obviously, the family's very involved. Kevin's still very involved. But when he stepped away from the role as president, he stepped into the founder's role. And, I know he is still a huge presence around here, but having him at the event, this is our vault pattern this year. So the copperhead pattern, that signature blue, and this is the Kevin Pipes blue that we've done for the last many, many years. It looks a little Appaloosa, and I always say that was a Smoky exclusive, but it's not intended to be Appaloosa. It's just a smooth blue bone. But the nature of that natural material, some of them will have a lot of bone showing through there.
Right.
We've got the arrowhead shield on here. You've got the fluted bolsters. You're going to have that blade artwork. And I don't know if you can capture that exactly well within the camera, but it's got some Smoky. So we'll let you put that in there. It's got some great Smoky artwork, some new founders artwork that Brian Wilhoit created. You're going to see that caricature of Kevin that was used, I think, in some very early catalogs. Maybe
it
even
was,
some of the first. You're going to see his signature on the blade, and that will be serialized as well. There's 100 of those as well. Now, one thing that you can do if someone is going to attend the event, or if you have bought event knives before, you can actually sign up to get the set. And there will be a set of knives, and there'll be matching serial numbers, but you can get the Smoky President's knife and the Smoky Founder's knife and an exclusive Zippo lighter.
That's right. And you can see that right here.
Yes. And that Zippo lighter, as you'll see, the front side is going to have Tyler's artwork on it and say it's the president. The reverse side of that, so if it were a case knife, we'd call it a magician's knife, but I don't know what they call it on the Zippo side. The reverse side is got Kevin's image, and it's got Kevin as the founder. A beautiful, beautiful lighter. Now, that will come in the set if you want the matching set. You can buy them individually as long as they last. Again, there's only 100. So,
right.
I suggest that you reserve yours early and come early to the event if you want to get those. But you're going to be able to get those two knives and that lighter, matching serial numbers, because the lighter is serialized as well, for $199.99. And that's going to save you about $20 if you bought them individually. The knives individually, both Kevin and Tyler's, are $89.99. Again, a great bargain. Yeah. They always try to give value to these because these will immediately have value after the event. With 100 knives sold, only 100 made, they're going to go fast, and because they're so significant, I think there's going to be an immediate value in those as well. So, but the set only has the two knives and the lighter. If you get that for $199.99, and a lot of folks will get a postcard. This will be available. Obviously, I'm sure they can find their way from this video to that information.
Yes.
But that's going to be fantastic there. Another knife that we have, and man, this one kind of tugs at your heartstrings a little bit, but for the last 15 years, maybe 20 years, we've had Tony Bowes at the Case event. Tony Bowes is so significant to not only the Case relationship, but also the Case Smoky Mountain Knife Works relationship. This is a pattern that Tony Bowes designed. It's a saddle horn. It's one of our regular patterns that go in the line. You're going to see that olive green bone with that propeller shield with the fluted bolsters. Very traditional, very Tony-like on there. You're going to have Tony's signature on there. We lost Tony late in 2020. One of the tragedies, not of COVID, but just one of the tragedies that we lost Tony Bowes. And man, we have missed him dearly. We want to honor him. There's no better way to honor a man like Tony Bowes than with a pocket knife.
That's right.
And if he were here, he'd be giving us a thumbs up for sure. But this is a beautiful knife. It is a Tony Bowes. The pattern number is a TB 110. So the 110 is the pattern, but it's a TB 62 because two blades, 110. But we're going to have 100 of those available as well. If you are on the list to get your matching serial numbers, there's a good chance, and I use a disclaimer on all of this because we skipped a year and it's a little different. But there is a chance if you call and try to reserve the numbers, they can kind of match the numbers. So maybe the serial number on your Tony Bowes knife could match your set that you get. Or if you want a couple and you bought before, you should have first dibs at that serial number again. So that one is going to be $99.99. Again, that saddle horn's a little bit more expensive pattern, but you'll just see the craftsmanship in there. So many signature Tony Bowes moves on that. We were talking about the swedging.
The swedging on that blade, on that main blade right there.
Just the grinding, the swedging. Anything we ever did with Tony, he had a hand in. Not only designing, but he had a hand in making sure that we perfected it before we started somewhat mass producing it. It's hard to handcraft anything and mass produce it, but with Tony, he absolutely, that was one of his favorites. And if you see a lot of Tony Bow's custom knives out there, he did the saddle horn a lot, especially several years ago. So you've got those three that are just exclusive, Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusives. And then the theme of our event is Better Together. And, for obvious reasons, we said last year we were virtual. We missed seeing people.
And it was really hard.
When we were doing our event planning, we're like, what's a theme? And, we wanted to be back together. We said we are better as a community when we are together. So Better Together is our event theme. It's fitting that this is also a Tony Bow's design pattern. So this is our tribal lock, natural bone. It's going to have the 2-color Better Together logo actually on the handle. This is going to be laser engraved and then color filled. But the thing, TC, as we were talking, that really separates this knife is this bolster artwork. This is, in lieu of our normal scrolling, our artisans and really our art department really went above and beyond. Some artwork that just really dresses this knife up. This tribal lock will only be available at the Smoky event.
Only in person. You cannot get this one online at all.
And that, I was going to say, that is the big difference this year than maybe what they've even been accustomed to at Smoky in the past. Because one of the things we wanted to make sure is that people that made the effort to come, that there are knives available. I sense that there will be a lot of reservations on these knives, and these knives, there won't be many additional available. The only way to get this knife, you can't pre-reserve it. You have to show up on August 28th. The hours are from 10 to 2. I think the showroom opens at 10. There'll be people in line probably at 6 or 7. Not saying you have to be, but you have to show up to get this knife, and you can only get it in the store day of the event. There's only 100. They will be serialized. So if by chance you wanted to match your other 3, probably should get here early.
Exactly.
What I would say, get here early. They would try to accommodate that if possible, but again, disclaimers all the way around, because it usually at an event, and if folks have been to a Smoky event, there are a lot of people here. We're having a ball, but it gets a little chaotic at times. So we will say that. But the tribal lock will be available then as well, in addition to the other 3. There is a Tony Bow's lighter that will also be available. It doesn't necessarily go with the knife, but we always did a Zippo lighter for Tony. I used to kid him. I'm like, Tony, you feel more excited about that Zippo lighter than you do the knife sometimes. He's like, well, Mario, it's pretty cool to have your picture on a Zippo lighter. And so it's really neat. But they'll be able to get that. The Zippo lighter is $24.99. But they'll be able to get all of these day of the event. Some you can pre-reserve if you've got serial numbers. They can call for more information, I know. But 10 to 2, and then we'll wrap it up. It feels like that's a short amount of time, but it will go really fast. Yeah, it will. And we are, again, like I said, super stoked, super excited. And Mari, thank you so much for coming and showing us these knives. And we've got one more kind of exciting one right here. Absolutely. We couldn't, every time at the event, if you come, we've got door prizes. We'll give away door prizes every 30 minutes, maybe more often. We'll have giveaways. We'll have a sneak product preview. There'll be an opportunity to sign up for a grand prize. And this will be given away, and this is something that everybody comes and they come early, but you better come back late, because at 1:45, we're going to give away, it's a case prototype. It's a one-of-a-kind. It is a prime stag tribal lock, just like the event Better Together knife. This is made by Mike Dubois, and if you follow much on the case side as far as auction items and prototypes and things like that, he is our master craftsman. We've got a lot of great folks up there, but man, Mike has been there. I think he's been there over 40 years. He works in our model shop. He makes prototypes and specialty knives, but you're going to see that work back spring. You're going to see that work carried to the back of that knife. Just a beautiful, beautiful knife. It will be inside the liner is where he usually stamps his initials, the Longtail C, that it's a prototype. There'll be a certificate of authenticity. So if folks are there the day of the event, they can sign up to win this. They can't buy it unless they buy it from the person who wins it.
Exactly.
And then I would say it's probably going to cost a pretty penny. But they can sign up, and at 1:45 the day of the event, you do have to be here to win. that we will give this knife away. So some lucky individual we're going to make their year just with this knife alone, I think. So fantastic knife. Again, Mike Dubois designed. It's going to have the Better Together artwork on it. So don't miss out on that one.
Yeah.
That's a sweet one right there.
That's something really special, and that's something we're really excited about. We were saying before, I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not eligible to enter that drawing there.
Me too. Me too.
That's a tough one. But it's going to be a really exciting event. Like you said, we're starting at 10 when the doors open, go until 2. We're going to have giveaways all day long, and we're going to be announcing those giveaways all day long. We're going to be live on social media if you can't make it for quite a bit of the day. So just keep an eye out for all the stuff. We're also going to have maybe another giveaway leading up to the event, so stay tuned for that. And Maury, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thank you for letting me, and I hope to see everybody at the event because I'm definitely going to be there. And again, it's one of my favorite days of the year, so looking forward to it.
We're excited, folks. Remember, if it cuts like a case knife on case event day, then we carry it.